Hey everyone, welcome to another Hashtag Trending with me, your host Ali Reza. The West's confrontation with Russia is escalating as the two Nordic states of Finland and Sweden announced their desire to join the NATO military alliance. Stay with us to see some reactions to the story through the lens of social media. The bid by Finland and Sweden to join NATO has prompted Moscow's immediate response. Russia's defense minister says that his country will take adequate countermeasures against threats to its western borders, and that includes the addition of 12 new units in its western military district. The rising tension between Russia and the West has sparked a wave of concern among social media users. People are afraid that these dangerous developments may lead to a third world war, which would include nuclear confrontation. And now let's read some comments. The first one comes from Eggplant Shell. Sweden and Finland joining NATO is a massive escalation that threatens a blockade of Russia's access to the Atlantic. It does not matter if NATO calls itself a mutual defense organization. You do not back a nuclear power into a corner. Manuja, I think is how you pronounce it, said Finland and Sweden applied for NATO membership. Finland shares a 1,340-kilometer border with Russia. It won independence from Moscow in 1917. If accepted, their presence would instantly more than double the border between NATO countries and Russia from around 750 miles to around 1,600. Chuchi Face said Russia is to expand its military presence near its western borders as a retaliation against Sweden and Finland's application to join NATO. And over here we have a comment by Green Flame IV. The U.S. that is afraid to engage Russia in a direct conflict militarily is offering to protect Finland and Sweden when they join NATO. What a joke. What the U.S. is cleverly doing with NATO is principally to ensure that all future wars are fought in Europe without being taken to U.S. soil. Meanwhile, Turkey has raised objections to the two Nordic countries' bid to join NATO, blocking the organization from proceeding with the accession process. Turkish officials have also accused both Finland and Sweden of supporting and harboring anti-Ankara terrorists. Our next batch of comments starts with one by the Third Rail with Omar. Finland and Sweden have been harboring the PKK, a group designated as a terrorist organization by Turkey, the United States, and the European Union. Now that they got the jitters from Russia and want to join NATO, everyone is upset at Turkey for raising concerns. Izhar Chaudhary said Turkey's opposition regarding Finland's and Sweden's accession to NATO is, in principle, correct. This move by the two countries is only to please the U.S., which will only escalate rather than end the war in the region. Linda Brown said it is absolutely staggering that Turkey, which has the second largest military in NATO next to the U.S., was never consulted about whether Sweden and Finland should join the military alliance. Of course, the people of Sweden and Turkey were never consulted either. Here we have a tweet by Bosonaugras Mabula Machine. He said the biggest features of Sweden and Finland for NATO are that they are outposts of England and Germany. If Turkey can prolong the process when there is a danger of war, America must support it. I think the real subject of the bargain should be American strategies in Central Asia. Many believe that NATO's eastward expansion is the root cause of the problem as Russia sees its security at stake. They accuse the U.S. of trying to maintain its hegemony over Europe by bringing the war to European soil. The final batch of comments starts with a tweet by Mr. Brain and Backbone. The superpower in NATO is the USA. When the USA wants something, it forces it by using genuine reasons or by fabricating one. Weapons of mass destruction in Iraq with support of NATO. This is bullying. The fear of Russia that Finland and Sweden have is the same fear that some non-NATO countries have of the USA. Indiana Jones said the Russia-Ukraine war was planned well in advance by the dark elite, hashtag Davos, that pulls the strings of many Western leaders. That's the reason behind NATO's provocative expansion plus arming of Ukraine. The shady elite behind US and allies sees Russia plus China as a threat. Ukraine is just a pawn. A.S. Francis has a tweet that reads, the expansion of NATO is a blatant provocation which may trigger another war by Russia with the former republics of the Soviet Union. The expansion of NATO will pave the way for Russia to restore the Soviet Union for security reasons. And our final comment comes from Paulo Pancho Ribeiro. The reason countries lobby to join NATO is not because of what the US wants, but because they fear Russian imperial expansion, and this aligns with US desire to contain Russia and maintain US hegemony over Europe. And with that, we have come to the end of another edition of #Trending. Many thanks for watching. Until next time, take care and bye-bye.